Reflections and symmetry. That is our lesson for today. Okay, let's get started. Reflections and symmetry. Two definitions here. A reflection is another form of transformation. So we started our transformations yesterday. It is a transformation in which a figure is flipped in a line, called the line of reflection. So we flip it over a line, like a mirror image of something, opposed to internal. Okay, an internal is a line of symmetry. That is a line that divides the figure into two parts that are reflections of each other. A figure may have more than one line of symmetry. So if you fold a figure in half and the line they match up, that is symmetry. Reflection is like a mirror image where it reflects onto another part and it is the same image, just a reflection, a flip of there. So one thing that you can think about is a reflection is like a flip. Okay, so translation was like a slide, reflection's like a flip. Okay, if you need to finish writing those down, go ahead. Otherwise, I am going to move on. Example 1. Identifying lines of symmetry. So let's talk about symmetry within an object. You're going to get some shapes here, and I want you to draw all the lines of symmetry and then tell how many lines of symmetry it has. So you need to draw them and then tell. So I'm just going to quickly go through these, the easy ones. You can come through there, and I can come through there, and then through there, and through there. Okay? If you look closely, though, the diagonals also work through, so I can come through here, and that one was going to go through there, there, and there. Okay, that's all the lines of symmetry. Now I want to count them. I want to make sure I don't count them twice. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is not 9. This is this line right here. That's number 1. I've already counted that one. So that is 8 lines of symmetry. So how many lines of symmetry are there? There's 8, and there are all the lines. Okay? Alright, in B, how many lines of symmetry are there? Okay, well, I got 1 cutting it across here. I got 1 going down. Now this is a rectangle. The diagonals do not work on rectangles, even though this shape, the diagonals would make the red parts line up, but the diagonals of the actual shape, take a piece of paper, fold it, diagonal, they do not work. So there's only 1, 2, so this has 2 lines of symmetry. Okay, in C, I look, if I cut across here, well, no. You know, look, the red line works, that way, but when I go through the star is not symmetrical. That does not fold up to meet that. So this has no lines of symmetry or 0. Okay, so you can put none or you can put 0. Okay, no lines of symmetry in that one, and then up, down does not work. Here we have a square. It might be hard to tell, but here we have a square. So I'm going to draw my lines of symmetry. There. The diagonals do work in a square. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines of symmetry in a square. Okay, so those are my lines of symmetry. You need to be able to identify them by drawing and then tell me how many there are. Okay, if you need to pause, go ahead and pause. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to my next page. Okay, example 2, identifying reflections. When we're identifying reflections, this is easy. All you have to do is tell me if it is a reflection or not, and if it is, where it reflects. So what is the line of reflection is what I'm looking for. If it does not reflect, then you do not have to tell me what reflects, because it's not a reflection. So in this first example, I look. Now for a reflection, my possible reflection would be right down here. Okay, and then I would count to see, are all the points lining up? So this point is 2 there, that's lining up. And then I go there, that lines up, and then there. I go the same number of spaces that way as I do that way, and then for the points in the back, I go the same number of spaces to that point as to there. I'm always starting from the center and counting how many it goes over, and they all line up. They are equal distance away from this line of reflection. Okay, each corresponding point is the same distance away. So this does have this is a reflection, so I would put yes. And then, and what is the line of reflection? Well, I'd say in the y-axis. Okay, so this reflects in the y-axis. Reflects in the y-axis. Okay, when I look at this point, it appears to be the right distance away. However, my shape is not flipped. Okay, this point corresponds to this point, and they're both in the upper left still. And that point corresponds to that point, and they're still in the bottom left. And that would work for all of them. This is actually a translated figure. I translated it, but I'm not asking if it's a translation. I'm asking if it's a reflection. So this would be not a reflection. Oops, reflection. Okay, not a reflection. All right, and so what we have there is not a reflection, and you do not have to tell me where it reflects because there is no line of reflection because it's not a reflection. Okay, and that's how you identify reflections. Okay, if you need to pause, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm moving on to our third and final example. In our third example, we'll be reflecting a figure. So in the reflecting a figure, I'll tell you how to reflect it. So reflection in the y-axis. So in the example A here, I want you to reflect this figure in the y-axis, which is right here. Okay, you got to know your axis, which axis is which. So there's our y-axis. All I am going to do is I am going to find each point. I have point A, point B, and point C, and I am going to count at a 90-degree angle to the line of reflection how many points it is away, and then I'm going to go in the opposite direction the same number of points. So for A, it's 1, 2, 3 points away from the line of reflection. So at a 90-degree angle to that line of reflection, I go 1, 2, 3 points away. And I'm going to name it A prime. I'm going to use my prime notation again. Now I'm going to go to point B. So point B is up here. Okay, and I'm going to count how many points away it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In a 90-degree to the line of reflection, I'm going to count 7 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. B prime. Okay, now for C, I'm going to count how many points. That's back down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, starting from my line of reflection, I'm going to go to 90-degree angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's C prime. I'm going to draw my shape to the best of my ability. And there is my reflected image. Okay, that's the image. I know it's because it's got the points. Now the other thing that you're going to have to do, is tell me what the points are. So A prime is, well, negative 1, 2, 3, negative 2. So it's negative 3, negative 2. B prime is up to, let's go the other way. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to help if I remembered. Negative 7, and then it goes up 2. So negative 7, 2. And then C prime, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the left. Negative 8, and then it goes down 2. So negative 8, 2. So that is my points. So you're going to have to draw the reflection and give the points of the image that you have. Do not forget to use prime notation in your points. Okay? For example B here, I want a reflection in the x-axis. The x-axis goes like this. This is going to be interesting because I am actually reflecting part of the image up and part of the image down. This is possible to reflect. This is a reflection within an image, okay? So it's not a line of symmetry. Okay, when I fold it in half there, they're not equal. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm reflecting. So part of it is above is going to reflect down. The part on the bottom is going to reflect up. So you're actually going to end up with an overlapping shape. So I'm going to start with A. I go down 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go up 90 degrees to my line of reflection. 1, 2, 3. And that's A prime. Now I'm going to do B. B's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's going to be B prime. Again, I went 90 degrees to my line from my original point. Same number of spots. Okay? And then C, down 2, so I go up 2. That's C prime. Now when I draw my figure, I get an overlapping shape. So I get two triangles that are overlapping. What are my points? Okay, again, I want my points. So we have A prime. Okay, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So negative 7, up 3, negative 7, 3. B prime is 1 to the right. And then it's up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 7. Oops, I'm sorry. Down, that's B. B prime is down 7, so that's 1, negative 7. And then C prime is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the right. And then up 2, 8, 2. Okay? So that's how you reflect, and you can reflect within an object. Okay? Just a side note, if for some reason I want you to draw two figures in two images, you would go to prime double notation. So if forever that I have you draw two images in one picture, you would just draw two apostrophes, or like quotation marks, for the second image, and then 3 for the third, and so on. So if there's multiple images, you actually indicate which image is which is the first, second, third, by using more apostrophes after the letter. Just a side note, have a good night, and we will work on this tomorrow in class.